We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Danny Ketch Ghost Rider Issue 1. This is a miniseries from Marvel Comics, written by Howard Mackey, art by Daniel Ketch, colors by Guru EFX, letters by VC's Travis Lanham, the covers by Ben Harvey, assistant editor Kat Gregorowski, Darren Shan editor. The cover's really good, even if it is just a pinup. There's a little bit of implied action, but you don't see who he's fighting or anything, and I do like it though. It's nice done piece. So we start off with Ghost Rider fighting this guy that's on fire, this big flaming giant hulking looking dude, and he takes him down with the penance stare right as the cops show up and of course take some shots at him. But while he's taking off, we get a glimpse of somebody called the Broker, who apparently gifted powers to this individual that Ghost Rider just took down. Meanwhile, Ghost Rider returns to the place where he was created and then heads home only to run into Johnny Blaze. They, of course, because this is a Marvel book, they have to have coffee. And then he's back out on the street dealing with another situation. See, these thugs tried to skim a little bit of money off of the mob, and in this case that mobster's name is Jimmy Six, who is the son of the Don. Well, they got roughed up and the Broker went to them and merged them into one big hulking creature thing, and Ghost Rider and Blaze go to try and save the day. At first, Ghost Rider can't transform from Danny into the Ghost Rider because innocent blood hasn't been put at risk, so it takes a minute for that to happen, but then he gets into the action and we find out a little bit about the person that's behind all this and what their connection might be to the medallion. That gives Danny the ability to change from Danny Ketch into the Ghost Rider. This book actually does what a lot of new DC books fail to do, and that's give a recap of the character's origin. We get a really good recap of the events on the broadest sense of Ghost Rider issue 1 from 1990 when Danny Ketch first appeared on the scene and how he became the Ghost Rider. It's a one-page, maybe page and a half thing, and it does a great introduction for the character that way. And through the dialogue, we learn who Johnny Blaze is and his connection to all this, just in the broadest sense of the terms. And it also has a lot of nostalgia. If you like the 90s series of Ghost Rider, there's a lot here for you to like. Not just Howard Mackey writing it, but it kind of picks up where they left off, and we get to ignore a lot of the dumb garbage they've been doing with these characters for the last 5 or 10 years, and actually see them acting as heroes and not that nonsense King of Hell stuff that was just silly. This is just good action adventure, and I was really glad to see it. I had a lot of fun reading this. It was good old-fashioned storytelling with a lot of really good action sequences. Panels were done well, and it's a very compelling story. I was really intrigued to see where they're going with it and what this Broker guy's up to, because it looks like they're gonna face off sooner rather than later. But the colorist did a great job, as well as the artist. All in all, a solid book. I would definitely buy issue 2, and I didn't feel cheated for my $5, and how often do you get to say that about a Marvel book? So if you're looking for some old-fashioned Ghost Rider stories from the 90s, this might be it. I have high hopes that may or may not be crushed, but I was really shocked. Howard Mackey's back on Ghost Rider, and I was not disappointed at all. I was real happy that they kind of reteamed him with Johnny Blaze. They didn't do any of the nonsense stuff they've been doing for the past few years, and they recapped his origin in issue 1. My only real complaint about this book is that it should have been titled Ghost Rider Danny Ketch, because my OCD is going to make me filed under D for Danny Ketch Ghost Rider instead of under Ghost Rider Danny Ketch. You're kind of burying the lead by putting Danny's name first instead of Ghost Rider, and that's just going to bother me for years to come. At any rate, it's a good book. I thought it was a shockingly good time, and it holds up pretty well. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one. Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Danny Ketch Ghost Rider Issue 2. Written by Howard Mackey, art by Daniel Ketch, colors by Guru EFX, letters by VC's Travis Lanham, cover by Ben Harvey. Assistant editors were Kat Gregorowitz and Noah Sharma. Darren Shan was the editor. The cover's pretty good and it does kind of relate to what's going on in the book. So we get the return of a classic Ghost Rider villain in this book. Meanwhile, Ghost Rider and the Caretaker have a little heart-to-heart. It looks like Johnny Blaze went back to the carnival in upstate New York to hang out with his family, but this broker character has some other plans. So not only is he giving back power to one of Ghost Rider's deadliest enemies, he's also getting the Scarecrow out, and that puts Danny in a bit of a problem because he's trying to catch up with his ex-girlfriend, the police officer, and he has to transform into Ghost Rider and maybe get exposed for who he is, but that's not the ultimate plan here. It looks like there's something a whole lot worse going on, and nobody's gonna be safe. Overall, this was a really good issue. I had a lot of fun reading this. This should be the regular Ghost Rider book, and it should be called Ghost Rider Danny Ketch, so I could put it with my other Ghost Rider books instead of my insane compulsion to alphabetize everything and put it under D for Danny. So thanks, Marvel. Thanks for triggering my OCD. Overall, the art was pretty solid. I didn't have too many complaints. Ghost Rider especially looked really cool, and so did Scarecrow. But the story is a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to the third issue. I wish they would bring back Howard Mackie as the regular Ghost Rider writer. I think the book would be way more fun than what it is now. It's just not that exciting. So if you get a chance to read this and you're a 90s Ghost Rider fan, I think you're really gonna like it. It really has a lot of the same flair that that book had, especially early on in the Ghost Rider run. I think it really has a lot of that less saturated feel from before they started doing all the crossover books like Spirits of Vengeance and the Midnight Suns stuff. So if you're a fan of that early era of Ghost Rider in the 90s, this is probably going to appeal to you. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.
We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Danny Ketch Ghost Rider Issue 3. This is a 2021 miniseries from Marvel Comics, written by Howard Mackie, art by Danny Ketch. Guru EFX did the colors, VC's Travis Lanham did the letters, Ben Harvey did the cover, assistant editor Noah Sharma, edited by Darren Shan. I love that cover, that's really well done. That's really cool, and that is a real classic Marvel style cover. You've got peril, action, adventure, it's really well done. Ghost Rider looks awesome. Scarecrow looks awesome. Blaze's face is a little weird, but otherwise great cover. I wish they'd do more stuff like this. Alright, so Ghost Rider's on a rampage trying to find Blackout, and he goes after a couple guys, but Caretaker gets in the way for some reason and tries to get him to calm down because he seems to be channeling Danny's emotions. Meanwhile, the bad guys are plotting, and they've got Roxanne held hostage with Johnny Blaze's wife and kids. Well, there's trouble brewing elsewhere, so Danny and Caretaker head out, and they catch up with Johnny Blaze. Scarecrow and Blackout are causing massive problems in this town, and they're trying to stop them. But unfortunately, Ghost Rider seems susceptible to Scarecrow now because of Danny's emotional state. Johnny's not, thankfully, but we are left with a cliffhanger ending where somebody may not be kept walking away. Overall, I thought the issue story was really good. The art has some serious issues, though. It's a lot weaker than last issue, and it looks very often like the panels were rushed. Ghost Rider looks great, and Scarecrow usually looks really good, but when there's humans in the background especially, it looks like corners were heavily cut. And it's not that often, it's about every other page. One of these looks really, really rushed. So the art was passable, not great, not horrible. It had some really good panels and some really dog crap ones. So while I really liked the story, the art hurts it quite a bit and really makes it not worth $4. Also, they put the price on here twice on the cover. It's up in the corner under the little image of Ghost Rider, and then it's down in the right corner with the UPC, which is kind of redundant. I do like that they put the old style corner image up there, though. I really like those. I missed that. But it's a fun miniseries. It's really well written, but the art was a little bit of a hindrance here. So awesome cover, pretty mediocre interior work, but a good story all around. So I'm excited to see how they're going to wrap this up. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.
We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Danny Ketch Ghost Rider issue 4. This is the final installment of the miniseries from Marvel Comics in 2023. Written by Howard Mackey, art by Daniel Picadio, colors by Guru EFX, letters by VC's Travis Lanham. Ben Harvey did the cover. Assistant editor was Noah Sharma, Darren Shan editor. Caretaker's injuries are not quite as grave as they appear, mostly because he has some supernatural powers, and he shows Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze how he moves along. Apparently there's this mystical underground catacomb pathway thing that is sort of like a wormhole that lets you go to other places via crypts. Pretty neat idea. The caretaker faces off with the broker while Danny and Johnny go to save their families and friends. Now we do learn a lot about this master character and where he really came from, and it ties back to the mutant massacre and the Morlocks, which was a pretty interesting twist I did not expect. And it turns out he ate a sliver of the medallion that Danny uses to transform, but it does resolve rather quickly. All in all, I think this issue was very rushed. It's a decent enough ending point, but it really isn't as elaborate as it could have been. It's very, very condensed, and it really seems like there probably should have been a 5th issue to this. I didn't hate it. I thought the art looked a little rushed at times. There's definitely some rough looking panels, especially one where Blaze is pointing his Hellfire shotgun at the caretaker. That looks really, really bad. That is just an awful positioning, and the arms don't match up. But there's a few panels like that. Otherwise, the art's not bad at all. It just has a few panels that look a little awkward and rushed. So the story feels a little bit rushed. Some of the art looks a little rushed. Is it worth $4? Probably not, but I enjoyed it. I like Danny Ketch as Ghost Rider, and I like it when he teams up with Johnny Blaze, and Howard Mackey's a decent enough writer. If you like the 90s series, you'll probably like this. Again, my main complaints about this book is that it should have been called Ghost Rider Danny Ketch, so I could file it in my alphabetical system using my OCD to make everything coherent and not drive me up a wall. Beyond that, the covers aren't bad. This cover's probably the weakest one, mostly because of Johnny Blaze's face looks weird, but the covers have been pretty solid. The interior art is largely not bad. It's just a few minor issues. Otherwise, I thought it was a really fun series and some of Marvel's better work lately, and the fact this tied into the Mutant Massacre was actually a really good twist. So I have to say that I'm feeling pretty happy with my purchase, so I didn't have a problem paying the $4 for it. And each issue is written well enough that you can jump in pretty much at any point and have an entertaining story. You won't have the full story, and a lot of context might be missing, but you're going to be entertained. So I think it's a success on that front. So a good recommendation for a Marvel book, which is pretty rare these days. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.